Hi, this is Patty Stepler with Your Dream Power, and I'm welcoming you to this Thinking to Results coaching program you've decided to do through the Proctor Gallagher Institute and through Your Dream Power. And I'm so proud of you for making the decision to do something more with your life and to look for those quantum leaps. You know, we don't have to just go rung by rung up a ladder. We can make huge leaps. And I want to just share with you something from this book called Quantum Leap Strategy by Price Pritchard, in which he says, harder is not automatically better. Your level of effort doesn't matter as much as your kind of effort. In other words, what you do is more important than how hard you do it. A quantum leap isn't something that you make happen, it's something you allow to happen. The key is not to get in the way. Relying on raw effort will only make you a victim of your own struggles. And that's certainly the last thing we want to do. So we want to find you that quantum leap so you're not struggling anymore. So what I'd like to do is to go through some of the information to get you ready so that you are started in a really good way and don't have any questions about how to access the information that you're going to need to make this the most beneficial program that you have ever seen. So I want you to realize that this is our two-way street. You know, you have a job to do and I have a job to do, and they're two different jobs. And you have a job to get the most out of this program and to follow the instructions that I'm going to give you, because if you do, you are going to see massive quantum leaps in your life. My job is to guide you along the way. It's not to do the work for you. I can't possibly do all the work for all my clients. So we have two separate jobs. And what you put into this is what you're going to get out of it. And I encourage you, and I almost plead with you to put in as much effort as you possibly can, because you're going to reap such wonderful benefits if you do that. So let's look at the different parts of this program. And you know, it does take about an hour a day of time that you need to give to these various parts. Now, if you're really excited and want to do more, you know, spend a little more time with that when you start to see the benefits. But I do encourage you to find, you know, at least a half hour in the morning and a half hour in the evening to really go through the information. So I want to go through the program parts. We have the videos by Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher. And I'll show you how to access those videos in just a minute. And listening to them morning and evening is really pivotal in helping you to change your paradigm and help you to understand the process of what you're going to do. Along with that, there is a book, which will be digital for most of you. I will explain that a little bit later too. But reading the book is important because that gives you a little more in-depth information from what they talk about in the videos. And there's also some really great articles at the end of each lesson, and some of them are huge and they really need to be read more than once, like the one on decisions and persistence and so on. They need to be read over and over again so you understand that information. Then you will find worksheets. Now these worksheets can be accessed right there where the lessons are, which I'll show you again in a little bit. And the worksheets help you to change your thinking, because what you will be doing is you'll be reading the information. I'll ask you some questions or give you a statement or give you something to think about, and then you're to write down that information. Now I encourage you for each lesson to write down that information more than just one time. You know, if you look at those questions every day as you're gaining more understanding and more awareness, you'll keep adding to that information. So I do encourage you to do that more than once. Sometimes I have clients, and right before they know that we're going to get on a coaching call, then they will do the worksheet page, or they'll do it very hastily. And, you know, when that happens, the benefits aren't as good. So try to look at that several times during that 2-week period or 1-week period, whichever one we're working on, so that you really have a great understanding and you've really given it some thought. In addition to that, I just call these my videos. These are videos that I am making for you to help you to understand. Sometimes there are, things that I've noticed other clients previous to you have had questions about. And so I've put together some videos for each lesson that help enhance the information, maybe pull in some different resources that I've found over the years. And it just helps to enhance and give you a greater awareness of what each lesson is about. So while they pertain to that lesson, it's just an expansion of it and maybe a greater understanding of each of those lessons. So make sure that you're watching them, and they will usually come to you shortly after we start that next lesson. That way you'll have a chance to listen to Bob and Sandy first, get a chance to read that information, and then a few days later, my video will come, which will enhance that, so that as you're finishing that time period of listening, then you will have that enhanced vision of what exactly that whole lesson is about. From time to time, I may send you some supplemental information, which you will access right from that lesson. Or if we're on a coaching call and you're having a question, I may just find something and send it out to you. So look for those supplemental materials that could either come from my site with my videos, or could come at some other point. Whenever we're having a coaching call, whether it's an individual or group coaching call, there'll be a worksheet that you can fill out. I shouldn't say a worksheet, it's just an information sheet to make sure that any questions you have get answered, so that we don't go off the call and you say, oh, I forgot about that. This will give you a chance to really put some time together to think about how to make that call as valuable as possible through that coaching call information. And if you follow the directions and study, your results are going to be predictable. And, they're going to be guaranteed. You're going to see this massive growth in your business or in your relationships, whatever you decide to focus on in the coaching. You're going to see those massive results. But it will take effort on your part. And in the beginning, it may be a little difficult, maybe a little bit tricky. And then in the middle, it may get a little messy. I've seen it get almost really bad sometimes in the middle, but just hang in there, because in the end, you're going to see the massive results. Sometimes in that middle, when it gets a little messy, we have to straighten things out. And that's when you're fighting with your paradigm, you're fighting with your old habits, your old thought patterns, and you're changing to the new one, and they're fighting each other. So, that could happen. I just want to warn you about that. That's not the time to stop. That's the time to keep plowing through it and keep moving forward. So let's look at the two sites. The first site I want you to be aware of is the Proctor Gallagher site. And you will have a username and password, which will be sent to you through Proctor Gallagher. And you'll go to the link that it has there, and make sure you bookmark it on your computer so you can just keep coming to it. And if you have a smartphone, you might want to bookmark it there also, and so that you can access it from any device that you want. And so you have that site, and once you get into that, you're going to see a welcome. And this little welcome video is from Bob and Sandy that they've put together for you. And I want you to notice the two parts underneath it. You see where it says there, participant guide and goal card. Now that goal card, you may or may not want to use. If you would like me to send you one, by all means, let me know, and I will send you a goal card out so you don't have to print that out. The other part, the participant's guide, I want you to immediately download that onto your computer. That's the very important guide that you'll have for the reading of the information. Underneath there, it tells you how to effectively use this program, and it's going to be going through pretty much what I've already told you about: watching the videos twice a day, reading the materials, doing the worksheets, and of course the coaching call with me is very pivotal, and watching the videos and anything else I send you. So it's pretty much going to go through there, but make sure you pay attention to what Bob and Sandy have put together, but make sure you go right away and download that participant's guide, because if you don't download it here, you're going to get to the worksheets and you're going to think, what on earth just happened? Where's the rest of the words? So that is pivotal. Make sure you download the participant's guide. When you go into the lessons, you'll find in every lesson the worksheets, and then you'll see the MP3. Now I'm going to show you another place to get those MP3s, but you can download that MP3, and that way, if you're in your car, you can listen to it on a device that takes an audio. Could be your smartphone, could be an iPod. And the worksheets, that's the part you want to print them out so that you can write on them. And again, here it has some information there, the different steps as you're setting out to achieve that lesson, which is your first lesson. And when you go to lessons, this is actually the page is going to look like. I want you to be aware you can listen to any lesson you want. In fact, if you want to listen to all 12 before you get started, that's fine, so you have an idea of where you're headed. But then I want you to go back to lesson 1 and concentrate on that for 2 weeks. We want 2 weeks of concentration on lesson 1 before we move to lesson 2. So you'll go to the welcome, the lessons are here. The next part you'll see there, the next tab, is resources. Now in that resource section, that's where you have all the MP3s that you can download, every one of them, and put it on whatever device that you want. And I know for myself, when I go for a walk, I'll just take my MP3 player, which is my iPod, and I just listen to it as I'm walking. I'll take it with me in the car and plug it into my car. And so it's a way that I can listen to them when maybe I don't have 20 minutes in the morning to watch my video because I've got an early morning meeting. So I'll just take my MP3 player either on my walk or in the car or both and listen to it that way. The next tab you have is success stories, and share with other people things that you've picked up as you've been listening, or things that have been successful for you. So there's a spot that you can share with other people who are also in the Thinking Results program. Now these are not just my clients, these would be clients all over the world. If you want to order the Thinking Results book, there is a tab there where you can do that. You might want to just talk to me about that first before you do that. There is an extra charge there, so let's talk before you just go and start to order those. The other site you're going to be working with is Your Dream Power Coaches Console site. And this is where you and I will communicate together. You see, the Proctor Gallagher site is with that company. This is my site. So again, you're going to have a username and password, and it will be different. So if you want to use the same one, you'll have to change one of the sites or the other. You can easily go in there and change in the profile in this one. You can change your password easily. So you'll have to decide that however you manage your passwords. But in this site, you'll have your home page where you'll see all the different tabs that you have, and you'll be able to easily see upcoming appointments, invoices, things to do, history, as you can see there. And you can just kind of go around this site. You'll see the home, you have Meet Your Coach, that's a little information about myself, frequently asked questions. You can access newsletters. You can see what other products and services I have. And all that information is right there for you. Now, each of those tabs has different information on them. So the forms there, you have lots of different forms that you can access. Once you go there, you have these different forms and you just click on them. And there might be some that I tell you, especially in the welcome section, to go to. Where it has calendar, if you need to schedule an appointment with me, you can access my calendar and you will be able to see when I have appointments available for you. So that's something you can do on your own, or we can do, and I can schedule that for you also on the back end. Logs, you have information. We're keeping information back and forth. So this would be, what the log would look like. You can type in information. There's places there that you can upload that. There are sometimes places where you can send information to me, and you just push the send to coach, or send, so I can see it also. You'll also find when your payments are due, where that information is under the invoice section. And you can see this is probably one of the first things you want to go to. Actually, I'm not sure why it's so late in the tabs. But you have your welcome client instructions. So you'll see information there, different forms you can fill out, so that we can get started right away and make the most of our experience. Again, anytime I send you something, you'll get information about that. And then you can see where your courses are. And under the courses section, you'll have the thinking results, and you'll see the different items available to you. Now, you will periodically be getting information through the courses. As we go into the program, I have it all set up so that every 2 weeks you'll be getting information. And that's where you'll be getting my videos, and that's when you'll be accessing different information. So that will be coming to you. So make sure you're checking your emails and looking out for the information from your Dream Power. So if you have any questions or anything's not working for you, please let me know. Here's my information, my website, my email address, my phone number. You can text that number anytime. It might be the easiest way to get a hold of me is through a text rather than calling, because I may not be able to answer my phone right away. So by all means, reach out to me if you have any questions or any problems, because I want you to be successful, because that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you to be as successful as you possibly can be. So again, any questions, please let me know, and I will see you at our first coaching call. Talk to you soon. It's Patty Stepler with your Dream Power. Make it a great day.